Hello, Rafael Davis here of D&D Capital Solutions on the Real Man of Real Estate. I'm glad to be back here in the studio, and today I have two special guests. If you've caught any of the past shows, they've been guests on here before, and now I have them here together. So my partner Stephen Darling of Your Darling Lender, and Victor Bell of Bell Capital. How you guys doing today?
Doing good.
Doing great, man. Thanks so much for having us.
Oh man, hey, I'm excited to have you guys in here in the studio with me today on the Real Man of Real Estate. To the audience and everyone listening, these are like probably my two favorite people. I've known Stephen here for many years. He and I go way back. A little side note: I was actually the best man at his wedding. So that's how well I know him, And Victor, I met Victor a little while back, and man, his concepts, some of his books, because he is a published author, have completely changed the way I look at real estate, from an investment standpoint. And it's also influencing the way me and my partner Steve move forward with our private money side of things, the company. But I'm gonna turn it over to them and kind of let them introduce themselves. For you guys.
Hey guys, Stephen Darling here. As my friend Rafael mentioned, been in the industry for almost 21 years, multi-state broker. I've always done both sides, kind of ages me, but always put a special focus on the finance. So that's kind of where I've always geared my thoughts and engaged towards all the different types of financing, and it's exciting to me to get to learn and to understand and get to experience new things, which it comes with the hard money, the investment side of stuff that I'm getting to learn from Victor, and then working with Rafael. He's teaching me so much about the rental side of the hard money, the fix and flip, all the stuff. I had flipped 50 houses, but I never understood how all that financing side, the debt worked on that. And now I get to take a closer look at that, not only take a closer look at it, but help people with those types of projects, land acquisition to a complete finished development project, 100 units, whatever the case may be. It could be anything, but it's pretty cool. It's pretty exciting. Of course, we're always focusing in on the residential, conventional, VA, FHA, non-QM, all that fun stuff is where I put most of my focus to make sure that we can help as many people as we can in that realm. And we stay focused on the residential real estate side. That's always been my specialty. So I always stay focused there, kind of mold with the market, but also always excited to learn new things because I don't like to ever get stagnant. Always got to progress.
Gotcha.
So that's a quick little spiel about me. And turn it over to Vic.
Thanks, man. No, that's cool, man. It's great to get to know people and what they do and what they like to do. Again, Victor Bell, Bell Capital. I've done about $57 million worth of real estate myself, best-selling author. Probably the thing I'm most proud of is meeting guys like you guys now, like in my career. Because, when I hear about some of the stuff you guys do, I'm only now in my career where I can sit down and I can actually talk to lenders to the capacity where before, I was kind of a boots on the ground guy. We were about buying deals, and I was kind of managing the teams, making sure everybody does their job, my project managers, buying stuff. But to sit down with people who are now in the capacity like you guys are lending money, you guys are eating, sleeping, breathing these things. It's always a blessing for me, right? Because what I've said on other shows, we're partners.
Right.
Like you can't do this business, one without partners, two without capital.
Right.
So the deal is senior, but it doesn't mean that all the other pieces of any deal, which is the debt and the equity and all the players that come around to help support each other on the journey, like it's vital.
Right.
So this is great for me because I get the opportunity to talk shop and also share with anybody listening to the show. Any way that I can help out, be it knowledge and or, really support what you guys are doing too.
Gotcha.
Because, man, you can't do it without it. You can't, you
Right.
can't create wealth without debt.
Right.
Period.
Yeah, it's one of those necessary things, right?
Right. Not real wealth.
Well, and as he stated that fact, that's kind of where I've always was intrigued because in real estate, whether it be commercial, residential, income building, whatever the case may be, unless you were born with a trust fund that had $100 million in it, you're gonna need financing. And that's why I always wanted to learn it, understand it, so that we had the availability and the availability to help. And there's so many facets of it that it's so interesting. Most people don't realize that, understand that. And most conversations we have, we get to explain a little bit of that, because it's super confusing unless you do it. But when you get to sit down with guys like these, you get to really talk shop, like Vic said, and it gets to be a really fun conversation. And so we're here to hopefully express a little bit of something that may catch your ear and help if possible.
Right.
Absolutely, and that's what I like, and that's kind of how this format is very, very simple, guys. I just want to have a conversation with you guys. Like I said, when we first started here, I got my two favorite guys here that I really admire being around, and I learned so much from. I know Steven stressed, what he's been learning from me, but man, over the course of the time we've been in business together, I've learned so much from him and watched him do so many deals, and even writing up contracts. Just little things like that. And I know I've talked to you, Vic, before about contracts, and I think I sit in on one of your webinars. I'm not sure about, maybe it's been about contract writing, or maybe it was an investment school and different things like that. But we kind of touched on it a while back on another show that we was on, and that was about having the professionals with you. And the good thing about these gentlemen that I have in the studio today, they are true professionals in their field. One of them happens to be my partner, but I learned so much from them. With that, I'm gonna kind of turn it a little bit, and we'll get into some of the numbers, because I know everyone always wants to know rates. And I know they're gonna keep wanting to know rates. But one thing I heard Vic say on another show we were on is that doesn't matter. Even if the rates were at 12%, 12% sounds good if you need money, and there's no more money anywhere else to be had.
It's the cheapest money around.
It's the cheapest money around. At 12% if that's what's needed. So real quick to touch on rates, Steve, what's your thought on? Let's just give me a quick snapshot of say 24 months. What do you think we're going to be looking at?
The crystal ball that I checked this morning.
We all have a crystal ball.
In the next 24 months, without a doubt, we know beyond a doubt the Fed is rising. The Fed has risen. It's going to continue to rise. And, they're hopefully they will do some up and down, and we'll see some leveling out and maybe a slight drop and then go back up. But without a doubt, rates are increasing. They're going to continue to increase. The biggest question to me more so is, what is the purpose for what it is that you're trying to accomplish or what you need? And then the biggest question I get from everybody is, there going to be a recession? I'm just going to wait for the market to crash, then I'm going to buy. There is never a better time to buy than right now. Mm-hmm. Right. And that is to be repeated
Amen.
Daily.
Right.
And so when it comes to recession, there might be a slight drop. Equity always goes up. Real estate's the number one investment in the world. You give it its time. Rates are going to increase a little bit, but depending on what you need it for, if you got your money out and you refinance and you got a 2.375 or 2.5 or 3% or whatever the case may be 6 months ago, and you accomplished your goal and you're set and you don't need to make any changes, then you're good to go for a while. Let everything happen and see what occurs. But if you're in a position where you need to get money out to remodel, pay off debt, whatever that case may be, start investing. Right now, the equity is the highest it's ever been, ever. And so you have money available to invest, to create future wealth, to create generational wealth. If you have kids and you want to create true success, that's something you might want to think about. All those types of things are available to you, and it's still going to happen in this market, regardless if it goes up or down. Rates are going to go up, but that doesn't mean you're not going to have the availability to accomplish the goals you want to accomplish.
Right. And I talk to people about that too, especially from an investor standpoint. Right? It's called trapped equity. You can Google it, look it up. But just because I can't show people on my phone, right? I always love to look up definitions and read them, so I'm not just making them up. But if you want to look up, it's called trapped equity. So a lot of people, when they have homes and they have all this equity trapped in their home. Let's say you have $400,000 or $300,000 trapped in your home. Like, if you were to get that money, and you actually were to put that money to work for you, like at no point, the average person isn't going to make $300,000 a year, right, at their job. Like that's
Right.
like, a certain percentage of this country. But if you were to take that money and let's say invest it in some multifamily property where it's kicking off 5% return on that money. So and we'll use your example. Let's say it costs you 2%, 2.5. Let's say 2.5, 2.753, and you're making 2% on that money. You're not making any money off of that $300,000 trapped in your home, right? But that money now sitting will make you 2%. If you're in the right investment, if you know what you're doing, and or you invest with somebody who knows what they're doing, right? I mean, there's that. But this is, again, that's how wealth has always been created, right? Somebody has something that's went up in value. They take that equity, whether it's a business or their home, and they tap that equity and they roll it into something that continues to pay them that they're not using now working income for that. We talk about that all the time, and you've heard me talk about building wealth. There's 4 incomes. There's working income, residual income, passive income, and equity. So at some point, if you're an entrepreneur, investor, or anybody, you have to be focused on the 4 incomes. And like you said, if equity's trapped in the house, that's an income that you can use to continue to make investments in and go from there.
So grow your wealth.
Absolutely, guys. So there it is. Don't leave that income trapped in the home. But hey, listen, we're going to take a quick break, real quick, from the Real Men of Real Estate. And we will be back shortly. So stay tuned. We'll be back, and I'll be sitting here, Rafael Davis, with Stephen Darling and Victor Bell. Talk to you soon.